Chris Simons. I'm from Boston, Mass, born and raised on the South Shore of Boston. I just recently moved to Brookline, Mass, which is on the west side of the city. I've been a personal trainer now for 10 years, and I've had a very good reputation no matter where I go and, whatever gym I'm training at. In terms of bodybuilding, again, I'm just trying to build the best physique that I can build. The only competition I really have is against myself. And each year that I compete, I get a little bit better, but I'm never satisfied. So these are my amino acids amongst other supplements. I basically make my own pre-workouts. I do about 6 shakes a day depending on what time of the day it is. I do one when I first wake up, and then I have one before my workout, during my workout, and then 3 after my workout, and then I do another one before bed. So I try to do this every single day just to keep me on repetition and routine. And it's quite a few products. Everything has to be weighed and measured appropriately, again, depending on what time of the day it is. So this is my pre-workout meal. This is ground chicken with rice, and I do a little bit of honey. I don't usually do ground chicken, but it is a lot on my diet, so usually once a week or twice a week I'll treat myself. It's a little bit different texture and flavor. And then for spices I'll do black pepper, garlic, a little sea salt or onion salt, and chili powder, which is typically what I like. If I'm doing just regular chicken, I boil it and just eat it plain with no flavor really. I don't like to get too technical when I'm cooking. I just like to get the food down and be over with. I don't want to think about it too much and spend too much time cooking, so the quicker the better. Especially because I eat 40 ounces of chicken a day. So this is my fridge. There's really nothing in it except what I'm dieting on. So basically I have my rice, my chicken pre-cooked, my egg whites, cage-free eggs, raw spinach. I got tons of boneless chicken here and some hamburger that I'm going to be cooking later on. Tons and tons and tons of mustard. It's only condiment that I like and that I'm allowed to eat. And then a couple flavored waters, sparkling water for when I'm really dying. And then prunes, natural peanut butter. That's pretty much it. Go to the freezer. 10 pounds of frozen broccoli, chicken, and that's pretty much all there is. I got some amino acids frozen. Tastes like strawberries, so sometimes I'll lick that before bed if I'm craving anything. This is my favorite bowl to eat out of. I eat out of this thing every day, every meal that I'm home for the past 3 years of competing. Because I'm dieting, obviously everything's limited, so I'm only doing about 8 ounces of chicken per meal. If I'm in the off season, I'll eat 10 to 12 ounces per meal. So this doesn't really fill me up too much. I'm known for being a messy cook, and almost every day I get yelled at for messing up the kitchen. So I try to clean it the best I can before I leave. Quick wet paper towel, rub everything down. Still a long road ahead of me to get my dream physique, but I know that every year I do compete, I'm one step closer, and I don't really care about anything else but being the best that I can be. And I think a lot of competitors have that mentality because the reality of it is that it is a very selfish sport, or if you want to call it a sport, selfish hobby, lifestyle, whatever, art form, because everything I do in my day-to-day revolves around my training, my eating, my recovery, and basically, anything social regarding family and friends during competition season is put off because I need to get my meals in on time. And at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me, nobody else. But a lot of people think that I'm working out all day, and oh, of course you're in shape, you're working out, you're a trainer. But it's not the case. I work far more than I'm exercising myself. You know, my day starts at 5 a.m. every day and doesn't end until about 10 p.m. every night. I'm usually out of the house for 12 to 14 hours a day, training clients. And the 2 to 3 hours that I have to myself for the entire 24 hours in a day, aside from sleeping, is I'm lifting and I'm exercising and I'm prepping food and whatnot. But there's a lot of people that compete that aren't personal trainers. But just being in the gym setting, I think, does help, sure.
What makes Chris unique is his energy and his drive. Whatever he does, whatever project is he's working on, whether it's his bodybuilding, his physique, or business, he goes at it with 110% energy. That's what I like about him. As far as a training partner, he's there all the time for the guy he's training with. He's punctual, he's thorough, and he makes you leave with all your energy spent.
So today marks 3 weeks out, or 3 weeks into the contest prep. So we have, I think, 8 weeks or 7 weeks until the Boston show. But the big show that I'm shooting for this year is the NPC Nationals, where I have the potential to turn pro if I place first or second in my class, which is going to be Class F, which is 6 feet and over. I'm 6'1", so I just make that cut. This is definitely the most strict I've been for a contest prep. Usually when I'm dieting, I've done 6 or 7 shows at this point since 2011. I usually give myself a little leeway. If I want extra steak tips here and there, I'll do that. Sometimes, in the past I would go to Chipotle and get chicken and rice. But this time around, I'm cooking everything at home for the entire 13 weeks. I've invested so much money, as I mentioned earlier in the video, with the supplements. And this is actually the first time that I've hired a prep coach, which I want to talk about. Being that it's going to be a national show, and I've never done the Nationals before, I wanted to bring in the absolute best package that I could. I wanted to be the biggest I've been on stage. I want to be the leanest, the hardest, the driest. Pretty much every minute of my day revolves around getting to that stage, and you're only on stage for 30 seconds. So it's 13 weeks leading up to that. This is the most strict I've ever been in terms of diet. I'm in the gym 2 to 3 hours a day, sometimes twice a day, 6 to 7 days a week. Over the past 3 weeks, I've only had 1 day off from the gym, just because I'm really just trying to do things differently this time around. And when I step on stage, I want to be confident enough to know that I did everything in my power to get there.